This is Crystal Racing with the 2019 Italian Grand Prix review. Of course, I'd like to reiterate once again, get well soon to Juan Manuel Correa, who, of course, is in quite heavy intensive care for his acute respiratory failure resulting from injuries from that F2 crash last weekend. But let's get on to the main story. Charles Leclerc takes his second career win and becomes the first Ferrari driver to win at Monza since Fernando Alonso in 2010. Yes, that record is out of the window. That's a record I wanted to see on, if I'm going to be honest. 10 out of 10 performance. Yes, I know Leclerc got quite lucky in some respects with shoving Lewis Hamilton off the track and then, of course, cutting the first chicane when he was trying to hold Hamilton off. But, of course, the stewards were never going to penalise a Ferrari today because it's Monza. And, of course, the Canada incident is still looming over their heads. So, but having said that, though, Ferrari made the correct decisions to put Charles Leclerc onto the hard tyres. I know there wasn't a lot of grip on those tyres, but those tyres lasted, unlike the mediums on the Mercedes, which we'll go on to now. Second place, Valtteri Bottas, 9 out of 10. Very solid race from Bottas today. Not particularly fast, but he looked after his tyres and was there to pick up the pieces when Hamilton's tyres completely went off the cliff. But having said that, Bottas then locked up into turn 1 and it was pretty much all she wrote. Third place was Lewis Hamilton, the championship leader. Lewis is still 60 points in front, so I mean this race isn't going to really impact the championship too much, and it's not like we have a championship fight anyway. But it's 8 out of 10 for Hamilton. He put on a new pair of soft tyres towards the end, got the fastest lap. You know, the fastest lap point. It's really the loser's point. And if I may say this, I think Lewis Hamilton is washed. You know, I think it's time to send a racing point. I don't think he has it anymore. But, okay, excusing the sarcasm, that was not a great race by Hamilton. I mean, his car was clearly faster, but to be fair, though, we can't blame his team's choice of choosing medium tyres. I mean, of course, the Mercedes' ability to preserve its tyres has, you know, helped it win a lot of races by quite a country mile, but today it didn't work at all. So, unlucky there, Mercedes, but Ferrari kind of deserve a bit of credit from me. And I've given them plenty of SH1T in the past year or so, so well done, Ferrari. Fourth and fifth was Ricciardo and Hulkenberg. Renault came up trumps today. Congratulations to the boys from Enstone. Ricciardo gets 10 out of 10 for his performance today. He literally drove as well as he possibly could, and he's kind of getting back to his old self again after kind of losing his motivation a bit this year, I've got to say. But well done to him, and of course his outgoing teammate Nico Hulkenberg gets 9 out of 10. Hulkenberg did overtake Vettel on the first lap, but then after that he fell behind Ricciardo and really just settled into his own race. I think Hulkenberg has probably made a very good showing and a very good audition to get that second Haas seat, I may say. So well done, Nico, even though I know you probably don't really want to go to Haas, but there we go. Sixth place was Alex Albon. Showed a lot of aggression, but very little precision, I may say. He got shoved off the road by Carlos Sainz early on, and then of course he cut the second chicane when he was coming back through the field, got a 5-second penalty. He pretty much deserved that. What the hell were you doing, mate? 8 out of 10. Need to improve, but a lot more aggression and a lot more tenacity I've seen there from Alex Albon again this weekend compared to a certain Frenchman who was in that seat for the first 12 races of this season. 7th place for Sergio Perez. 10 out of 10. Did not put a wheel wrong. Unlucky to have that mechanical failure in Q1, but on race day he absolutely got the job done. Did not put a wheel wrong. Yes, I think as for the first corner incident between him and Max, Max just kind of weirdly lost control of his car. I don't know what happened there, but there you go. 8th place was Max Verstappen, 7 out of 10. I have to say, watching that onboard from Max Verstappen, he was taking it very cautiously into the first corner, but then either someone tapped him from another side of his car, or he actually lost control and ended up breaking his front wing. So, and I have to say, he kind of didn't really make his way through the field as well as I thought he would, so I'm going to have to give it 7 out of 10. Kind of a bit of a mediocre performance from Max today. I think he decided that it just wasn't worth trying to just push the car to the limit for the sake of it. And of course, the Honda engine hasn't really been working that well this weekend. 9th place with his best career finish, Antonio Giovinazzi. Well done, son. You've dug this Alfa Romeo team out of a massive hole, which I will get onto later when I talk about a certain teammate of his. Okay, I'm going to give him 10 out of 10. He kind of drove as well as he could, to be honest. The car was not particularly fast at all in race trim. He was pretty much holding on for dear life against the Red Bulls and Perez, and frankly, I mean, considering he's made a lot of mistakes, today was a very refreshing change from the Italian. Well done, son. Here's a clap from me. 10th place was Lando Norris. What should I give him? I'm going to give him 8 out of 10. I didn't really see anything of him, but at least he got a point. 11th place, Pierre Gasly, 7 out of 10 in the Toro Rosso. Okay-ish race. He was unlucky to get taken off the road by Lance Stroll, who was reacting to a certain someone. Moment of absolute stupidity. But so, yeah, 5 out of 10 for Lance Stroll, finished 12th. I know I could give Lance Stroll fewer points, but he was very unfortunate to get caught up, get shoved off the road by someone. Although Lance Stroll should have been careful to not have rejoined the track like he did, which almost sent Gasly into the wall himself. 13th place is Sebastian Vettel. I think it's time for Sebastian Vettel to call it quits at Ferrari, to be honest. I have absolutely no idea why he spun at the Ascari chicane. He was in a comfortable 4th place. No one was putting pressure on him. He had already gone past the 2 Renaults. And then, of course, he then rejoined the road in front of Stroll. Absolutely disgusting. He should have been black flagged and disqualified for that moment of stupidity. They only kept him in the race because he's driving in a red car, so, you know, the stewards are all scared. They're scared of the Tifosi. You've got to realise these stewards are bloody wimps. Although, to be fair, the Tifosi are pretty vile in their own right. But having said that, 1 out of 10 for Sebastian Vettel. This just unacceptable in every way possible. I mean, I'm being serious now with Sebastian Vettel. He's just a number 2 at Ferrari now. It's very clear to see. Would he want to be a number 2 again next season? We'll find out soon, won't we? 14th place was George Russell, 8 out of 10. He, once again, out driving that Williams, getting, you know, I think it was in 12th place at one point. Very, very good performance from the Englishman. Impressed again. 15th place was Kimi Räikkönen. Oh, for fuck's sake, Kimi. What the fuck were you doing yesterday? Yep, on his flying lap in Q3, he got a wheel on the curb, and then, of course, the back end stepped out and bang into the barriers he went. Had to replace the gearbox, had to replace the engine. And then, of course, Alfa Romeo completely forgot about the rules in Q3, which stated, of course, you're supposed to use the tyres that you qualified on in Q2. Which, of course, Kimi says fastest lap in Q2 on the soft tyres. But, of course, Alfa Romeo decided to put his tyres on the mediums compounds. Now, I could try and defend the team by saying, well, you know, the FIA did let the top 10 off for what they did yesterday in Q3, which was an absolute farce. But having said that, though, the team really should read the rule books properly. But having said that, Kimi Räikkönen was just slow all day. 5 out of 10. Just, you know, even with the stop-go penalty, he never looked like he was going to score points or even get close to it. I think Kimi just couldn't be bothered today. So, yeah, 5 out of 10 there, Kimi. That's 2 bad races on the bounce there, Kimi. Time to get your head in gear, I may say. From your own fan, okay? I'm your fan. 16th place with Romain Grosjean in the horse. 5 out of 10. Of course, we all know the horse has terrible race pace, but having said that, Grosjean really needs to think about retiring from F1 at the end of this year. As, along with probably Vettel, if I'm going to be honest. I know Grosjean, I just think he's a busted flush at this point. He's just got no pace anymore. He's just done for. 17th place was, of course, the last man to pass the checkered flag, Robert Kubica, 5 out of 10. I don't care. And of course the retirees, Kevin Magnussen, 6 out of 10 in the horse. He did well to run in the points earlier on, but of course inevitably the horse's poor tyre preservation meant that he just went backwards, and frankly, I mean, and then of course when he retired, barely anyone cared. Danny Kvyat, 8 out of 10. Looked like he was going to score a point today, but then his car broke down. He had a water leak. Very unlucky there, Sunshine. And, of course, the first retiree of the race, Carlos Sainz, got involved in the first corner shenanigans and, well, frankly, never really looked on it. And then, of course, I think his car broke down, so that's 5 out of 10. Reject of the day, it's got to be Sebastian Vettel. Absolutely no doubts about that. And, of course, the winner of the race, got Charles Leclerc, is my driver of the day. Who else was it always going to be? Absolutely massive pressure. First Ferrari win at Monza for 9 years. Congratulations there, Charles. I hope you go and get absolutely pasted tonight. You deserve it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to Crystal Racing, and I'll see you again next time.